NASCAR Iowa race takeaways. Fuel savings William Byron's comeback. Imagine stepping into a NASCAR race where saving fuel becomes the ultimate game changer. More talked about than the actual race itself. This summer, fuel efficiency has taken center stage, overshadowing the usual excitement, especially on traditional oval tracks. It's not just a passing trend. In 4 out of the last 5 such races, from Michigan to Iowa, teams have had to master the delicate balance between conserving fuel and maintaining speed. Only Dover managed to escape this narrative since June, a respite amidst the fuel-saving saga. The strategy became particularly evident at Michigan, where Denny Hamlin showcased his expertise, winning by conserving fuel while others ran dry or were held back. Chase Briscoe followed suit at Pocono, stretching his fuel supply to secure victory. Bubba Wallace then pulled off a remarkable feat at Indianapolis, saving enough fuel for 2 overtime sessions. And on the most recent Sunday, William Byron capitalized on the abundance of yellow flags in the Iowa race, driving for 144 laps on a nearly empty tank to claim the win. His post-race burnout was a testament to his successful fuel management. But here's where it gets controversial. Why does fuel-saving strategy dominate short tracks like Iowa, traditionally known for high-speed, aggressive racing? In races at Michigan, Pocono, and Indianapolis, such tactics are somewhat expected. However, Iowa introduced an unexpected twist with its numerous cautions and narrow groove, creating a perfect storm for fuel conservation to become the decisive factor. This raises questions about whether fans are getting the type of racing they came to see. Perhaps the fuel-saving era is nearing its end. Up next is Richmond, where strategy will shift from fuel to tire wear. Daytona will also feature strategic pit stops. But NASCAR fans generally enjoy a mix of strategy and action, embracing a few races focused on fuel conservation each year, like Joey Logano's wins at Nashville and Las Vegas. However, when it feels like every race revolves around the same strategy, it can become overwhelming. Let's hope the playoffs bring a return to more aggressive racing, with fewer interruptions and more door-to-door action. For now, William Byron is back on top, securing his 2nd win of the season and reclaiming the lead in the NASCAR Cup Series standings. His team, Hendrick Motorsports, has been consistently fast but struggled with results until recently. Now, Byron is looking forward to maintaining this momentum as the playoffs approach. Meanwhile, RFK Racing faces a critical period. Despite strong performances from Chris Buescher, Ryan Preece, and Brad Keselowski, the team is still fighting for playoff spots. Keselowski's recent surge is encouraging, but all 3 drivers must capitalize on upcoming races to secure their playoff futures. Their chances are uncertain, but their performances show that they are still contenders. Lastly, qualifying positions are proving crucial in today's NASCAR landscape. Drivers like Chase Elliott are emphasizing the importance of starting well, noting how much it impacts track position, strategy, and overall results. Starting in the top 5 can mean the difference between a dominant performance and a disappointing finish, especially given the emphasis on pit stops and restarts with the next-gen cars. In summary, while fuel-saving strategies have taken the spotlight this summer, NASCAR fans eagerly await a return to the high-octane, action-packed racing they love. The coming weeks will reveal whether the balance tips back towards exciting on-track battles or if strategic racing remains the norm. William Byron wins Iowa Cup Series with extraordinary fuel efficiency. In a race that kept everyone on the edge of their seats, Byron pulled off a remarkable feat that proved just how crucial smart fuel management can be, especially when the margins are razor thin. When most drivers are fighting to squeeze every last drop out of their tanks, Byron's ability to stretch his fuel for an incredible 144 laps at Iowa Speedway, despite the track's typical fuel window of about 100 laps, became the defining factor that led to his 2nd win of the season and his first victory since the Daytona 500. But here's where it gets controversial. How did he do it? Well, mostly through a fortunate series of cautions and a calculated strategy. allowing Byron to conserve enough fuel to finish ahead of some very tough competitors, each running different plans. Byron's Chevrolet number 24 from Hendrick Motorsports crossed the line with a final advantage of just 1.192 seconds over Chase Briscoe, who was the pace setter and pole sitter. Behind them, Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney, each competing on separate strategies, finished third and fourth, just inches apart. The race was intensely close, with all four close to the same speed and battling fiercely to the end. And the victory celebration? It was cut short, literally, as Byron's car ran out of fuel right during his burnout celebrations on the front stretch, forcing him to rein in his show of celebration a little earlier than planned. "Man, how about that for some fuel efficiency?" Byron joked as he climbed out of his car. He expressed heartfelt gratitude towards his team, particularly crew chief Rudy Fugle, along with the engineers back at the shop, highlighting how much they've had to endure and learn this season. Despite some tough patches and growing pains, this win was a solid payoff. Looking back, Byron's strategy was significantly influenced by a string of 7 quick cautions within 65 laps of the race's final segment, plus a total of 12 cautions that paused the action for 72 laps altogether. These interruptions played right into his plan, allowing him to pit at strategic moments and extend his fuel usage, while Briscoe was closing in during a lengthy green flag run near the end. He couldn't quite catch Byron, who had led for a total of 141 laps, more than anyone else. Briscoe admitted he was catching Byron, feeling confident near the end, only to find himself stalling out just when he was in prime position to challenge. Keselowski, needing a win to squeeze into the playoffs, had initially taken the lead in both stages, but the race's numerous cautions canceled out any advantage he hoped to gain on fuel. As the points standings shuffle, Byron now leads the series by 18 points over teammate Chase Elliott, who finished 14th after a late pit for fuel. Meanwhile, Preece's strong 5th-place finish helped close the gap on Buescher in the race for a playoff spot, and Bubba Wallace made an impressive comeback from being 2 laps down to place 6th after overcoming damage. With the series heading to Watkins Glen next week for the road course race, the playoff picture remains wide open. And the post-race technical check? Smooth sailing so far. With official inspections confirming Byron's victory, though some cars still face a more detailed look at the NASCAR RD Center. So here's the question to ponder. Is fuel strategy a game changer or just a lucky break? And how much do you think these cautious, caution-filled races impact the outcome of the championship? Drop your thoughts below. This one definitely stirs conversation.